Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. Picture I'm seeing is really not very bullish at all. It is leaning towards a potential, I won't say top, but either a potential consolidation or something drastic that is about to happen. So it's kind of a messy wedge at the moment, but it is sort of funneling into a wedge. It is consolidating. Look at my oscillators. Crossed over and looking really tight, so we are extremely overbought at the moment. We did get a red bar yesterday. It's not really an engulfing bar. We gapped up and then had a red bar. You can't really see the previous day's bars, how nothing really happened. If we just start moving down, you'll see this week has been nothing really. Rejection off the top down, then a gap up, then a move down to try and find support right here. Okay, and it does look like we are finding support. That's 15,730. Trouble I have, okay, no diversions, but we are below the 80 and not quite crossed over. We were crossed over, then we crossed back the other side. So complete confusion. But the trouble I have is that we are just so high. You know, we sort of just flirting with different levels. Look at the higher time frames. We're extremely overbought, and there's a lot of cautiousness in the market at the moment. So I'm bullish. I am very bullish on the DAX, but I do want to see just a decent bit of structure in order to get into the trade. It does look like we're grinding higher, and 16,000 is obviously the next round number, because we are at all-time highs at the moment. Key thing to remember is yesterday we didn't get an all-time high. Okay, so we've got a lower high, and then the second thing is, look at that. We now have a consolidation triangle yet again. So odds are that it's going to break to the upside. There's no doubt about that. But just looking at the currencies, I think there is some noise that is expected, or some catalyst that is expected in Europe today. So I'm going to wait and see what transpires. And again, I suppose my advice to you is pretty simple. What you're looking for is opportunities to buy in and come down to lower time frames. You can see the 15-minute was pointless jumping in up there. Look at my oscillators. Once you close the gap, there's a gap there. What did we close the gap? That's the next question. Nope, we didn't close the gap. So the gap is still open. So there wasn't really an entry, but if we'd closed the gap, that would have been a fairly decent entry. Look at my oscillators. And I just want to drop down to the 5-minute, because that's kind of the way it's trading. And since it's a public holiday in South Africa today, that's probably what I'll be doing this morning, is getting onto the 5 minutes and seeing if we can get some scalps out of the DAX today. Okay, so the 5-minute does indicate also fairly close to a level. That would have been your long, but look at how limited that opportunity would have been. 20 points. It's not really worth the risk as far as I'm concerned. So I'm still sitting on hands on the DAX. There's nothing really that is exciting me at the moment. And I think the other thing to bear in mind, if we just delete all the noise and have a look at the weekly, look at that weekly. So lots of buyers coming in, but just gradually squeezing higher and higher, and the bars are getting smaller and smaller. And you could argue that there's a bit of divergence here as well. So if you look at that versus that, there's a 1 point difference in the stochastics here. So there's divergence from that high to this high that we're in at the moment. Anyway, I would love to see some kind of a pullback, but it doesn't look like that's coming, so we should be looking for opportunities to buy, and the only opportunities I can see is coming off structure, which is going to be roughly this area where we are now. If we can hold this area 15730, then maybe an opportunity to buy into this. But it is a triangle, so I do want to see that triangle break. So that's pretty much the moral of my story at the moment. and nothing more I can add to it. So patiently waiting, still waiting for some decent trade to come up that we can take on this. And when it does happen, I will be sure to let you know. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.